everyone, it's Alexis here and welcome back to my florist YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how to make this really simple, cute baby's breath flower crown. This is super easy and beginner friendly. So without further ado guys, let's just get right into the video and I'm going to show you guys how to make this easy baby's breath flower crown step by step. So we're going to be using some of this Overtime baby's breath. And I really like using the Overtime variety because it's really big and like the puffs on the baby's breath are just really large. So that is why we are using this variety. We are also going to be using some of this like tape wire. So I got this stuff at Michael's. We also have florist tape that we're going to be using to mend the flowers to the wire. I've got my clippers, scissors, and to finish it off, we're going to be using this ribbon. So to start, what I'm going to be doing first is I'm going to just be creating the base for my flowers to sit on. I want to cut like a 2 feet long piece of string. The average head is about 22 to 24 inches big. So that's how big an adult head is. So what I'm going to be doing first here is I'm just going to be measuring out like 2 feet worth of string here. So I'll probably do like an arm's length worth of string. And then you're going to fold it in the middle. So now you have a longer string about this big. You're going to snip it. Set the excess string aside here. So now you've got like this long string here that you're going to use for your crown. So I like to double it just because like singly this is kind of weak, but when you have it doubled it's a little stronger. So with these two ends, I just kind of like to twist them into each other like this. I just like to do this hand with my motion with my hands. So what I'm doing here is I'm just binding these two strings together so that way it'll make the base just a little bit stronger to work with. Perfect. And there you go. Just these little pieces here, I'm just going to fold these into the wire so that way they are as flat as possible. We will be covering this area with florist tape later as we work down the stem here, but just to get us started, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to leave these two loops out because we're going to fish some of this ribbon through these two loops at the end. So it's important that we keep these two pieces out to start with. To get started in adding this baby's breath to the flower crown, what I'm going to be doing first is I'm just going to be snipping off pieces of the baby's breath in little chunks. So what I'm going to be doing first is I'm going to kind of be snipping everything off from these points right here. So this is going to be one piece, another piece. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to actually be just clustering these guys together like this. And I do like to keep at least like an inch of stem here to work with. It'll just make mending it a little easier, which I'm about to show you. So now we have these pieces like this, like these little pieces. And what I'm going to be doing first is So what I'm going to be doing first is I'm going to be taking the pieces of baby's breath. I'm going to be placing it on top of the wire like this. I'm going to take this tape here and I'm just going to be wrapping the tape around the stem and around the base here, and that's going to help keep everything from falling apart. Now if you haven't seen my wiring and taping video here on my channel, I do recommend you go watching that. It's going to help explain this technique a little bit better. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your thumb and your index finger, and as you mend these two pieces together, you're just going to be working your way down the stem, and you're going to be pulling with this hand and just mending everything using this motion. So I'm going to wrap that around, and we're just going to be pulling and going down the stem. So you can see I'm moving my thumb and my index finger like this. Perfect. And once you have just a little bit down, you're just gonna pull. And there you go. So that is how you do the first little bit here. So now what we're gonna be doing, we're just gonna keep taking clusters of baby's breath like this, and we're just going to be placing them just a little bit farther down. So we're just gonna snip some pieces off. I'm gonna take my tape again, and I'm just going to be mending these pieces and working my way down. Okay, and take another little cluster. I'm gonna gather everything towards the center point. I'm gonna move my way just a little bit farther down. And that's really all it is. So you're really just clustering your baby's breath and working your way down the stem here. I would say the hardest part is getting to make sure that this tape is properly mended to the base and the crown. So really recommend to just practice the whole wiring and taping methods, because that's going to help make sure that everything doesn't fall apart. So you never want to be taping and wiring. I'll show you. So when you're doing this, you never want to just take the baby's breath, and you never want to like wrap it around like this, because that's going to come off. So you really want to make sure that when you're doing this, you are holding it and you are pulling and you are tugging and you are working your way down. So pulling and tugging, and you see like I'm really going all the way down here. So now I'm just going to be cutting off a bunch of little pieces, and that's just going to help my grab and go process go a lot quicker. So as I come to an end here, I'm just going to do the same thing I did, going just working all the way down, just putting my last little cluster to hide that end there. Just want to do a little snip. And you will just see just a teeny little piece of green at the end here, but I don't really mind when I see that. Alrighty, so this is the crown all completed here. So it's just a bunch of clusters of baby's breath. This is what the back looks like. So it's literally just a bunch of clusters of baby's breath together, and that's what it's going to look like on someone's head. So to really finish this off here, I then just like to take some ribbon and I like to fish it through the centers right here. Nice fish edges. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to fish one edge of the ribbon through one loop and another ribbon through the other loop. Perfect. So now this can be adjustable to any head size. So you can just pull the strings, and if you want to have like a nice big adult head, you can do this. And if you're putting this on a child, you'll just pull the strings here, and now it'll fit a child-sized head. So that is how I like to do that here. And then just to really finish it off, you can just simply do a nice little bow. And there you have it, guys. So that is how I make a really simple baby's breath flower crown.